All right, so the last day of this week before we move on to the next one, we started off with barbell bent over rows. Um, Improved over the week before. Got 11, 10, 9, 9, 8. And what I was doing here was really focusing on driving that initial row from the back as opposed to from the elbows. So I definitely felt it more, and I was happy with the overall form. I felt like I was swinging less. Still swinging a little bit, still some body English, but overall happy with it. Um, and I'm really hopeful, fingers crossed, the next week I can finally hit that 12 reps on the first set so I can move up in weight. This has been a really hard exercise for me to progress on. And then we moved on to the split squats. Last week we did 35 for 2 sets of 10. This week we did 37.5 for 2 sets of 10. We're going to move on next week to 40 pounds for 2 sets of 10. And I do think when I hit 45 pounds per hand, so that's 37, sorry, that'll be 40 pounds per hand. When I hit 45 pounds per hand, I think at that point I'm going to move to using the safety squat bar for this exercise. It also helped me to with my supersetting because I had to keep changing the weights between that exercise and this exercise. And then we moved on to the 45-degree hyper extensions. I find that when I wear my squat shoes, I don't necessarily feel this as much, so I really need to over exaggerate the eccentric part so I can really feel it in my hamstrings. Obviously today my hammies are killing me because I did that. This felt good. I'm getting a new piece for this. I'm going to get something called the Hyper Loader from Gympin whenever that comes out because this way I'll be able to load it up more. It's going to have neural handles for me to use, and I'm hoping that it'll kind of be better. And then we moved on to narrow neutral lat pull downs, 127.5 times, 12, 12, and 11. I felt really good on these. Again, also focusing on driving from my back first and not from the elbows. And yeah, I had to push it to get it, but again, feeling really good on these, making some nice progress on them. So really happy with how these are going. And then we moved on to wrist curls and wrist extensions. So here are the wrist curls. Last week I was trying doing over the Nordic Hyper Pro. I really didn't like the setup. Here I put it on my bench. I'm liking the setup a lot more. On the first set of the wrist curls, my hands, they were fine afterwards. But then when I did the second set, especially when I started doing these myo reps, then I really started feeling the burn. I really pushed through that burn until I literally couldn't curl them anymore. And felt like I really was able to accomplish a lot on this set. Weight might still be a little bit too light, but we're gonna slowly, work with it and take it from there. I'd rather start off too light than too heavy, because again, as the name of the program says, graceful gains. We're gonna do this slowly. And then these are the reverse wrist curls. This is definitely the right weight for these because even on that first set, my forearms were burning. When I was done with this, I was able to successfully hit 12 reps on the first set, and then 12 on the second, and then on the myo reps, you'll see I did 6 and then 5, and I kind of really felt it in the right place. So yeah, that's really kind of it for today. Tomorrow we're going to move on to the next week with the narrow grip bench press. Have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Any advice or suggestions, more than happy to hear, as long as it's given as feedback and not as fun. Thank you.